Yes, we know the recording is in progress. Everybody accept that. I'll introduce myself and I'll have Michaela introduce himself, and then I'll ask each of you, the students, to also introduce, or prospective students, to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're interested in, so that during the webinar, we can actually focus on your interest too. So my name is Lainey Dornier, and I'm the director of the Kinesiology program in the School of Professional Advancement at Tulane University. And I'll let Michaela introduce himself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michaela Williams. I'm a senior academic advisor, assistant director, and current interim director of academic advising. And I also advise all of the kinesiology graduate students in health and wellness management and sports studies.
Thanks, Michaela. Anne's on here, but she's in the background kind of running all this, so I won't make her come on screen. I'll call your name out and just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're interested in. Becky? Yep, no problem.
Thanks. Yeah. Gosh, I haven't been in academia in many years. I was a business major. I teach yoga and Pilates now. It was one of those, I met a professional soccer player on an airplane, and this little light bulb went off, like kind of the event planning is what I'm going to call it. Yeah. When it comes to sports, that's like things I love, two things coming together. So I kind of Googled, I live in New Orleans now. I like the idea of online. I don't know if I'm going to bite the bullet, but information is power, right? So I'm just going to learn.
This is exactly why we have these webinars. So thanks for coming. This is perfect. And so we'll tell you a little bit about both of our master's degrees program, but based on what you've said so far, maybe the sports studies program might be more in line with what you're doing. So we'll talk about that one too. So yeah, so excuse me. Thanks for being here and thanks for your interest.
Thanks for
I see
having me.
Tyra just came on, so I'm gonna let Tyra introduce herself too.
Hi, my name's Tyra Mitchell. I am a professor of practice in kinesiology, as well as the associate program director, along with Lainey. Let's see, I currently am teaching in the health and wellness management program, but I've also taught a number of classes in the exercise science and health and wellness undergraduate programs. I'm a physical therapist by background. I have about 15 years of leadership experience in healthcare administration, mostly hospital-based or clinic-based. So excited to meet everyone and hear about your goals. Thanks, Lainey.
Thanks, Tyra. Holly.
Hi, how are you doing? Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late, so I missed your intro. We're just giving introduction.
I'm sorry, because I only have like 3 people on my screen. I'm Lainey Dornier, and I'm the director of the program. And I'm having everybody introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about what your interest is, so we can maybe focus a little bit of our webinar toward those interests.
Perfect. Okay, sounds great. So I, in 2020, sort of made a big career shift. My background by degree, I have an undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering. I worked in the energy field for 12 years and just felt a pull and desire to do something different that brought me a little more passion. So I recently completed my training as a functional medicine certified health coach. So that was kind of, prior to doing that, I sort of forayed in the personal training field. I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm also a registered yoga instructor. And then I found health coaching. So right now, I started my own health coaching practice. I finished my certification last September. So right now I'm running my own business part-time from home, taking on individual clients, and not sort of sure exactly what the next step looks like for me, but just sort of always interested in expanding and growing my knowledge base. I was looking at the health and wellness management program, the master's in health and wellness management, possibly considering in the future taking my corporate background, working in very large corporations, and my health coach training, and putting that together towards some type of corporate wellness program, whether that's in-house for a corporation or whether that's, with a larger like health coaching company or health and wellness company. Not totally sure yet, but that's kind of where things stand now. And I will be taking the national board exam for health and wellness coaches in May. So that's kind of the next immediate step on my radar. And then again, just kind of exploring different options from there.
Okay, well, that's a lot. All right. Well, thanks for sharing all of that. And Julian.
Hi all, I'm really glad to be here. I did want to kind of be interested in this programs possibly. I actually graduated from college back in 2020 during the COVID year, and so I've always had a passion in the sports medicine side of things. I graduated with kinesiology and a minor in nutrition. And so I kind of want to expand my education on that. I know that there are some programs here possibly for sports studies, specifically for the sports medicine side, and kind of just really interested in that. And so I still have a drive for that. I'm currently working at a pediatric clinic. And so I am getting, a side of therapy for that kind of side of physical therapy, occupational, and speech. And so I was interested in physical therapy at one point as well. But I think for my drive with the sports side has always still been something I've been interested in. So I can't wait to hear more about it.
Okay, great. Thanks, Julian.
Of
This
course.
is really nice. It's a quite a diverse background of people. So this will be great. Lauren Solomon. And she may, okay, she can't unmute. Okay, no problem. And thanks for being here. And if you tell us a little bit, even in the chat, tell us a little bit about what you're interested in, and we'll try to make sure we hit that. And then Brittany Bradford, I think you just joined. We're all introducing ourselves. I'm Lainey Dornier. I'm the program director in kinesiology. And introduce yourself if you can, and if you can't, you can come to the chat and tell us a little bit about what you're interested in so that we can make sure we cover those bases when we're going through this webinar.
Okay, hi, my name is Brittany Bradford. I'm actually a Tulane graduate. I finished up in 2019 from Health and Wellness program, and I'm actually interested in the kinesiology program and also health and wellness leadership and management. And so, yeah, I'm just excited for the program. I'm excited to join you guys. I'm excited to enroll again as a graduate student, and I look forward to everything.
Great. Well, this is a great group. We're really excited to have y'all here.
Thank
you. Lauren just in the chat, and if y'all have questions, you can, raise your hand or put it in the chat too, and I'll pay attention to the chat. But
okay.
Lauren says she's an undergrad athletic training major right now at UNLV, and she's interested in the MS in sports studies. Very good. I know some of the people over there at UNLV. All right, so let's tell you a little bit about our program. SOPA is a School of Professional Advancement at Tulane University. It was actually, Tulane was founded in 1834 as a medical college. And we offered our first continuing education classes in the late 1800s. So Tulane's commitment to offering applied programs for adult learners dates back to actually 2 centuries ago now, we can say. So we've been around a long time. We're very committed to offering these applied programs to adult learners. And we'll tell you a little bit about our programs. And so our programs, our master's degree programs are all online. They're completely online. We have outstanding faculty. One of the unique features, and we'll talk a little bit about this in a minute about our faculty, but one of our unique features is that we have a lot of adjunct faculty who are actually working in the field who teach our classes. So, for the example, the person that teaches our ethical issues in sport is actually a sports attorney. And the person who teaches our motivational interviewing course is actually certified in motivational interviewing, and that's what she does for a living. So we have really, really good faculty. We'll tell you a little bit about those. We have a lot of student support. And Michaela will tell you a bit about those in a minute. And then we'll also tell you about our affordability and flexibility that we're really proud of with Tulane. We really do cater our programs for adult learners. And so we try to make all of our programs affordable and where you can get them online. You can take them online so you can work full time and also be able to be successful in our programs. Again, all of our graduate programs are online. We're really focused on online learning. So we have a complete team of online program director, or we have program directors that work with our online development team. So every single course that's online goes through an online development workshop. So all the courses look similar. So students aren't trying to figure out how this faculty member developed this course, and every faculty member developing courses independently. They're developed so that they look the same. But we also are really focused on engagement. So even though it's an online program, we want to engage our students, and we do that a lot of ways. One is through discussion boards that allow you to collaborate with your classmates and with your instructor. And then we also try to get a lot of group activities. Even in an online class, you may be required to meet with students in your class and do group activities. And then all online classes, all graduate online classes have at least 4 Zoom sessions throughout the semester. So you're not just doing online learning, you're also meeting with your instructors. We do a lot of online learning, so we're not new at this. Just to give you some numbers about our scale, we've had over 13,000 students complete over 31 hours of online coursework since 2017. We have 8 master's degrees and 19 certificates and 4 post-bac certificates that are all offered online. And we have over 200 faculty that have been trained in online instruction, and several have won awards. So we're very proud of our online learning. So let me tell you a little bit about our programs, and I'll introduce you to kinesiology, and then I'll let Tyra tell you about the health and wellness management program, and I'll tell you more about the sports studies program. That's a little pre-cue, Tyra, to let you know. So kinesiology is the study of human movement. And so from our perspective, we study kinesiology at the graduate level by offering 2 master's degrees, one in health and wellness management and one in sports studies. And it covers a wide variety of courses specific to each one of those disciplines. Oh, do we have anybody here? I'll go through this really quickly, but I think everybody here is more interested in the master's program. But just so you know about our programs, we do have a Bachelor of Arts in Health and Wellness Management. It's a 120 credit hour program, 30 hours are in kinesiology. It's available on ground and online. So for both of our undergraduate programs, you do have to be on campus. So it's not possible to complete an undergraduate degree at SOPA right now completely online. There are a variety of jobs that this prepares people for. You can read that on the screen. And we also have what's called a 4+1 program, where students that are finishing an undergraduate degree, if they have at least a 3.0 GPA, they can actually start their master's degree as a senior, so that they could take graduate level courses as a senior, and that'll count toward their undergraduate degree that lets them kind of finish their master's degree faster. We also have a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science. It's also a 120 credit hour program, and it includes 40 hours of kinesiology coursework. This is a more science-oriented program, and it really is geared to prepare students to go into allied health programs like physical therapy, occupational therapy, physician's assistant, cardiac rehab, chiropractic, any of those kind of courses. It is a more science, like I mentioned, a more science-oriented degree, and it also prepares you for careers in a number of areas related to exercise science. I'm gonna let Tyra take this one over.
Sorry, I just got a message that my internet was unstable, so I apologize. And if I pop out, Lainey, jump in.
I'll jump in if you pop out.
Okay. So the health and wellness management master's degree is a 30 credit graduate program, and we have these different stackable certificates or concentrations. We have corporate wellness, health leadership, health strategy, and financial management. And as I shared with you guys, my background is in administration and healthcare. And so I think all of these certificates are really important as a healthcare leader, health and wellness leader, whether you are part of an organization or you are an entrepreneur and you're blazing your own trail in the wellness realm. We have some really dynamic classes. Just like Lainey said, we have people who are working in community health centers. We have folks who are wellness coaches. We have the professionals teaching these courses, so they share their experiences. You'll see me a lot because I do a lot of the leadership certificate courses, as well as the internship that's required at the end of the program, or at some point during a program. It's either an internship or a capstone project that I'll work with you on as you complete the degree program. But it's a really dynamic degree. I find it very applicable. As someone who has gone through her MHA at another institution, I think our program is very flexible, very applicable, and you really do get to work with people who are working in the field. And you walk away with tools that you can apply pretty much the next week after you learn about it. So let me know if you have any additional questions about that program, but one of my favorites, even though I'm a PT, I still like the clinical, but the leadership component is definitely near and dear to my heart.
Thanks, Tyra. And I'll mention the reason maybe Tyra was thinking about this. We've been going and having meetings all week, and we had one yesterday, and we're actually revamping. We'll be proposing to our SOPA council next month that this will move into a 33-hour credit program. So that's why she was probably going between 30 and 33, because if you do start this program probably in the fall, it'll be a 33-hour program. We're moving the core to a 9-hour core, which we think is much better for students. So you'll have research methods, a practicum or a final project, and then also a cross-disciplinary aspects of management are all part of the core that everybody takes. And then you can choose 2 certificate programs, or you can take 8 classes across any of the certificate programs. So you can see we really do try to organize our programs so that they're as flexible as possible for students, so that you can take classes that are based on your own interest. So next slide. We also have a master, I'll take this one. We also have a Master of Science in Sports Studies. And like our other master's degree, this is a 30-hour program. It will be going to 33 also if it passes SOPA Council, which we think that it will. And so it's a 33, right now it's a 30-hour program. Hopefully it'll be a 33. So right now it's 10 online courses. We're proposing that it move to 11. Right now, this program doesn't have an internship required in it. And so that's the change we're making. We're putting an internship, or what we call a capstone experience, into that. We think that's a great experience for students. They can do an internship working in the sports field, or they can, if they're already working full-time and doing an internship would be problematic for them, we'll do a capstone experience. Tyra actually is our director of all these intern and capstone experiences. And so we try to develop a capstone experience where you can use your knowledge and the coursework that you've taken in a real world, like maybe in something that you're doing, or even in a research project, if that works. Again, these are stackable certificate programs. In sports studies, the certificate programs are in sport coaching, sport administration, sports security, and sports medicine. So we have 4 certificates. Right now, the way it's set up, you have to choose 2 of those certificates, plus take the core classes. The proposed changes will be much like our health and wellness management, where you'll be able to take coursework across the certificate programs. Any 8 courses across the certificate programs, plus 3 core courses for the degree. So again, you know, we have people that are professionals in the field teaching some of our courses. We'll tell you some about those. Next slide. We do have the graduate post-baccalaureate certificates. We have certificate programs, the ones we've told you about that are part of our master's degree. We do right now have a post-bac certificate in health and wellness management, but that's going to be going away. So I'm not really going to talk about that very much because you won't be able to start that program after this semester. We have a diverse faculty. Tyra's on there, but she's actually a professor of practice in our program. But we have faculty that are actually working in the field, and these are some examples. So R.T. Hill teaches some of our human body courses, and he's actually a PT and works in the field. Irina Terashenko teaches some of our coaching classes, and she's actually a national champion in pickleball, and as a former coach too. She played tennis and coached tennis, so she knows a lot about the coaching. Tyra told you a little bit about her background in physical therapy, and now she's full-time at Tulane and our associate director. And then Vernon Dunn actually works in the federal government, but Vernon's background is actually in motor development and working with children, and he teaches our motor development class. So, and we have lots more examples about this, about diversity of our faculty. Some of that I've told you about, the person that teaches our sport law class is a sport attorney. And so it's a great group of faculty with diverse knowledge and diverse experiences. I'm going to turn it over to Michaela. He is the expert on this.
I'm up next. Thanks, Lady. I appreciate it. We're going to talk a little bit about student support and success. For those of you who came in a little late, I'm Michaela Williams, Assistant Director of Academic Advising here at SOPA, and I oversee all of the kinesiology graduate students in health and wellness management and sports studies. So this is a little bit about myself, the academic advisor. I will be technically your first point of contact. Usually when students reach out, it's to an academic advisor to answer any questions that you may have about the program, courses, and just give you a layout of what to expect during your time here at SOPA. If I can't answer a question for you, I'm usually pointing you in the right direction of somebody who you need to speak to or somebody who you need to reach out to. Lainey and Tyra have already spoke in depth about the expert faculty and their knowledge within the professions that they work in. I would say to all of you who decide to do a graduate certificate or a graduate program, if you don't have at least one conversation or meeting with the professor or engage with them, you're doing yourself a huge disservice, because they have a lot of information and they're more than willing to share that with you as you look to move on in your career after you complete these programs. So definitely you want to interact with these professors and build a bond with them. We have a full-time career advisor on staff, Ms. Cynthia Washington. She works with all students at all levels, helping with networking, resume building, the interviewing skills, anything that you want to do career-wise. If you're transitioning to a different field, she's there to help with all of that. And networking with peers and with people that have been in the program. We're huge on trying to connect people, like current students with former students, or students that are deeper in the program with newer students, to help get you a better understanding of what to expect, or things that might be able to help you with your career as you complete these programs and move on afterwards. Credit for prior learning. For those of you who have been in the field or done things over your time, and if you've worked in classroom work experience, community service, any military training, you feel like you've had expert knowledge in a specific field, you can earn some credit for that knowledge. Graduate students can earn up to 6 credits of a portfolio. So like I said, if you have expert knowledge, if there's a class that's on the agenda that you need to take and you feel like, I have expert knowledge of this, I don't feel like I'm going to benefit anything from taking this class. If you feel that way and you want to do the portfolio assessment, you can work with myself and Dr. Dornier, and we will assist you with that. Undergraduate students, which I don't think we have any, can earn up to 24 credits of portfolio experience and testing out of classes. Affordability, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but for tuition, and I believe this is based on the current spring 2022 semester, undergrad tuition is $576 per credit, and the current graduate rate is $1,119 per credit. Financial aid, like myself being your academic advisor, you will be assigned to a financial aid counselor who will answer all of your questions about your financial aid. But we do offer packages for graduate students to be able to help with the cost of school. Types of aids that are offered: federal grants, federal loans, Yellow River program. We offer 20% discounts to military, K-12 instructional staff, New Orleans area public school employees, minority serving institutions. I don't think we have any, but we also have a tuition discount for students over the age of 60 who you qualify for that. Like I said before, 6 to 24 credits depending on undergraduate or graduate work from your work and life experience. Applying is extremely simple. You go to sopa.tulane.edu/apply. You can complete the application. It's very quick. For $40 or $50 application fee, depending on if you're undergrad or graduate. That application fee will be waived for attending this seminar. So all of you, the application fee will be waived. You need a clear image, government ID, ready to upload of yourself. Any transcripts that you have, being graduate, undergrad, your undergraduate degree, they must be sent from the institution that you earned that degree directly to us. If you get it in person, it must be in a sealed envelope and it cannot be opened. Most students, it's easier to just send it from the school electronically. If you do that, we can give you the information, the email address in which it needs to be sent to. If you have any questions about that, you can reach out to me directly about that. The GRE is not required for any of the programs here. Application deadlines for summer 2022, the deadline is May 1st. If you want to start in the fall of 2022, August 1st is the deadline. And then for spring of 2023, January 1 is the deadline. Students who enroll in courses by the following dates are eligible for a one-time early enrollment scholarship of $200 for undergraduate students and $500 for graduate students. So the dates you see under the deadlines for early enrollment scholarships. So if you are admitted, accepted, phone went off, sorry about that. If you are accepted into the program and enrolled in classes by those dates, so April 25th, June 1st for fall, December 1st for spring, if you are admitted and enrolled by those dates, you are eligible for a $500 graduate scholarship and $200 for undergraduate to help save money on that tuition cost. And that is it. Thank you. I know one thing we did want to mention that Dr. Donia and I discussed quite a bit is the academic performance in those. So for the graduate students, a grade of B- or higher is required in all classes in order to complete the program, and including a cumulative GPA of 3.0 to complete the program to be eligible to graduate.
Thanks, Michaela. And I'll just stress, and Tyra mentioned this in the chat, and I think Michaela's a great resource. So if you do enroll and come to Tulane, reach out to Michaela. He has a lot of information. He works with all of our graduate students. He's a great resource. And Tyra and I are available too. We meet with graduate students. So our goal when you register for courses and you enroll at Tulane University, and we have that welcoming meeting for all of our students, I tell them all at that point, our goal is to shake your hand when you walk across the stage with that master's degree. So we're going to do whatever we can. We have a great resources for students to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful, but you also have to do the work. You know, it is graduate school, and our expectation is that, you know, you're going to be able to attend the online classes, stay up with the work. And if you have trouble, reach out to us. We're here to help. So does anybody have any questions for us?
I have a couple. I don't want to hog the time, so I'll ask one, and then if others.
No problem.
Okay. So my first question, you talked about there being 4, it's all online, but about there being 4 Zoom classes. Is that 4 Zoom classes per course per semester?
Yep.
Okay.
And the Zoom courses are generally what a faculty member will do, because they're not always at the same time. So like I'm teaching a graduate class right now, and I sent a note out to the students and said, what are the best days for y'all to meet? And then and they're recorded. And so they're recorded so that students that can attend can watch the recording. But and this is a perfect example. I have a Zoom session for Tuesday night, and 2 of my students can't attend Tuesday night because they have jobs and they're doing something else. So I'm meeting with them separately, and that's fine too. So faculty are really good about working with students and around your schedule that works best for you.
Okay, fantastic. That was going to be one of my questions. And then I'll ask one more and then I'll pause. What is you had the enrollment dates. Do you know off the top of your head the actual semester start dates for both summer and fall?
They change, and you can look, the dates are all available on the calendar on our website. But in general, fall classes start around the 26th of August. In general, spring classes start around the 15th of January. And in general, summer classes start around the 1st of June, the first week of June.
Perfect. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Does anybody else have questions? And we're, anybody can jump in. And if you can't, you can also use the chat.
Keep them coming, Holly. What else you got?
Okay. My other question was, you talked about the Masters of Health and Wellness going from 30 hours to 33, and that change probably being effective in the fall. If I were to enroll in the summer, there's no difference in the degree, whether it's just you're going to make that shift. So if you enroll in summer, you're 30 hours the whole way through.
That's exactly right. You caught on to that. I didn't make that obvious, but that is exactly correct. If you enroll in the summer, even if you register and enroll even in one class, you'll be in the old curriculum. Now you could choose to go to the new curriculum if you wanted to, but you wouldn't be required to.
You wouldn't be required to. Okay. And I believe I saw somewhere you're typically doing nine hours per semester.
Well, it's based on your comfort level. So you can take up from 3 credits, 1 class, up to 3 classes, 9 credits. So 9 is the maximum for graduate students. So it's really based on your comfort level and what you have going on outside of the classroom. So it's different for everybody, but the max you can take per semester is 3 classes.
Okay. And the tuition is just based per credit hour. So it's not, there's no financial incentive to squeeze more in. It's just based on your schedule, when you want to finish and how much you can take on.
That's exactly right.
Okay, great.
And we have some students taking 1 class because they work full time. And we have some students taking 3 classes that are taking 4 classes, but they had to get special permission. And 4 classes are only allowed after you've successfully completed 1 semester with at least a B or higher in every class.
Okay, great.
The other thing that I just want to remind you guys that Lainey or Michaela brought up is, that credit for prior experience. Don't forget to utilize that component as well, because it sounds like all of you have some really great experience that would apply to your programs.
And we would we do that process after enrollment, and we would work with Lainey and with Michaela, we'd work on figuring that out.
Yeah, and let me because I want to be clear about that too. The credit for prior experience, you actually have to enroll in a class and pay tuition, and you develop a portfolio based on your prior experience. You would work. We actually have a Dalila Labasic is in charge of that, and she works with anybody interested, and she'll kind of go over it with you too.
Okay.
So we have objectives for every class, and then you have to look at those objectives for a class and put together a portfolio of how you met each one of those objectives.
I see. So you enroll specifically in that class, and then if you feel your experience meets those criteria, you sort of petition and then get
exactly right.
Credit for that, and then okay.
Yeah, you don't roll in the actual class. You roll in the class getting credit.
Okay.
So there's a course about putting the portfolio together. So it helps you throughout the semester put your portfolio together to get credit for prior learning.
Okay.
And then those portfolios are actually presented to the professors that teach those classes, and they review it to ensure that the knowledge that you is equivalent to the class that's being taught. So you have expert knowledge of that material.
Yep.
And then they grade it, and then it's determined whether or not you will get credit for that course.
Okay.
I think one other thing I wanted to mention is on a lot of the 2 graduate programs in kinesiology, health and wellness management, and sports studies have the stackable certificates. We do have students who have done more than the 2 certificates. So if you have interest in more than 2, and if you get the 30 credits and you're like, I still want to do a certificate in one of the other ones, you can continue the program and earn as many of the certificates as you want. You don't have to stop at 30. You can continue and do as many as you want.
30 is the minimum hours it takes for the master's. You can take more. That's right.
Okay, that was my next question. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, thanks for that, Michaela. Does anybody else have questions?
Well, I do have a question. With the summer program, is it split into two? Meaning like, do you take courses in the June and then another set of courses in July? Or is it just straight through the whole summer?
Yeah,
I'll-
so for our graduate courses, they're 12-week courses over the whole summer. So we don't condense them into short. It would be really unfair to graduate students to
Right,
have you finish a graduate course in 5 weeks. I mean, that would be cruel and unusual punishment, actually.
right, okay.
So
And then
we,
also, and I heard that, correct me if I'm wrong, that the health and wellness management program is not gonna continue in fall? Or
no, it's good. No, it's going
it's
to
gonna
continue.
continue? Okay, it's gonna continue in fall, okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
No, all of them are going to continue. The only, and Holly brought this up, and it's a good point, is that we're working on changing the health and wellness management and the sports studies program from a 30-hour program to a 33-hour program.
Okay,
So if you start in the fall, it's possible that that program will be a 33-hour program.
okay.
Yeah.
And Michaela, also, where are you located? Are you in Elmwood location or you're are you uptown?
I'm primarily at the Uptown location, but
Okay.
I'm currently going back and forth. I usually spend at least one day a week at Elmwood, which is typically Tuesdays now, but my primary locations are the Uptown campus.
Okay.
And Tyra and I are also at the Uptown campus. And by
On
the way,
that,
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Holly.
no, I was just going to say on that note, since you're talking about campus, it is my understanding it's a fully online course, but are there any opportunities or requirements for physically coming to campus at any point?
So it's fully online. It's not required to come to campus, but many of our students are on campus and come to campus. You have all the resources available as a student at Tulane University. So you have a student ID, you can come work at the library, you can hang out on campus. We have study modules in our building at Richardson Building on the Uptown campus for our students. So if you want a place that just to get away and come study, you can come hang out in our building right next to mine and Tyra's office and Michaela's office. Actually, we're all in the same place and study. From time to time, when it's not COVID, we do have some activities that are on campus. We have virtual activities for graduate students, and we've actually have come eat pizza with the directors and have conversations with us and stuff like that. So that we'll have some of those opportunities when we get past this pandemic. We haven't done anything in 2 years.
Yeah. Plus, we definitely want to see you on campus for graduation. We'd love to
Absolutely.
have you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for that.
Any other questions?
And then what about, as far as you mentioned, like the career advisor and, having somebody dedicated to that. And it sounds like a lot of the faculty, there's a lot of sort of organic networking opportunities, possibly professional networking opportunities with the faculty. Sort of beyond that, I mean, what sort of facilitation is there for professional networking for careers?
So we have Cynthia Washington as our career advisor, and she's happy to work with students. And she works a lot like helping you develop your resume and helping you develop interviewing skills and those kind of generic. We do host from time to time also panel discussions of professionals out in the field. And so we'll find out what our students are interested in and kind of the jobs that they want to pursue. And then we'll try to find professionals in those jobs to come and do panel discussions for our students to talk about how they got into the field, what they do, kind of what is the job market in that area.
And Cynthia does hold workshops periodically throughout the semester for all students to attend on various topics and different things. So as she sends out that information, if things pique your interest and you want to join those webinars, you are more than welcome to join. And she does meetings on Zoom with students. So if you're local or away and you want to meet with her one-on-one, she will schedule that time with you.
Great, thank you.
And I'll say, because we've done these webinars, if you leave the webinar and you think, oh man, I wish I would have asked them this, just reach out to us. You can reach out to me or Tyra or Michaela, and we're very good about responding. And we're happy to even have other Zoom meetings with you if you want individual Zoom meetings to talk about our program or any concerns you might have about trying to register too. Any other questions? This has been a great webinar. It's great to see such a diverse group of students interested in our programs. We're excited and we hope to see some of y'all this summer or this fall. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Thank y'all all very much and have a great rest of your week.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Putting this together.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.